with all due respect to those who came before me,
by paving the way for me to deliver pieces of me,
that dedicated their lives to creating masterpiece after masterpiece.
to those whose body of work you can read and get the same understanding they wanted you to receive, don't call me a poet.
Because I wouldn't call you a breather. Yeah, I might be both, but wouldn't want to be labeled as either. You see, lyrical harmony and breath flow out of me quite naturally. But I can also draw an abstract tree, digitally edit a video flawlessly to a T, press my pinky against a foggy mirror to create a wicked smiley, use my creativity to show hospitality to those that show love to me unconditionally. And no matter how hungry I might be, I always take the time to circle my ketchup bottle around slowly and strategically above my bread and bologna to turn my soon-to-be-eaten sandwich into a temporary tapestry. Sometimes I ride my bicycle off into obscurity to enjoy some peace and serenity. Other times I walk down the street in a zigzag, staring at my shoes for some simplistic scenery. All of this is an artistry that exhales out of my respiratory daily without me even trying to show it, so
don't call me a poet.
A poet is a person who writes poems. Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
I love you.
Tell me you love me too is a poem, but excuse me if I don't personally consider it art. Anyone can shit out lines, but real passion comes from hard work, dedication, and heart. So pardon me if I take offense by the word poet. I'm an artist and you know it, so don't limit me because I'm destined to make history. When my pencil glides along the ridges of my paper, and my tongue plays clippers giving your beliefs a taper, I'm going to tell you what's really real. So don't label me a poet when I have a doctorate flow with the power to heal. If I can morph words and bend similes like a warrior, if my metaphors force fire over all things you once heard, and my rhyme schemes take leaps to then soar off like a bird,
don't call me a poet.
Until you can recognize the lost poets that flew away, like the poet who created the calendar by taking away the individuality of a day, grouping them into ridiculous clusters like February, March, April, and May. The poet who created the length, size, and shape of your latest vehicle. The poet who created the potato chip bag without any type of recycle. The poet who created the advertisement in a magazine publication. Received payment, but received little to no artistic appreciation. The poet who wrote the screenplay to the blockbuster Hollywood movie. Got paid for it, but paid for that by giving up his own soul, humanity, and poetry. There's no such thing as a poet. That title doesn't exist anymore. Most natural-born poets are transformed into the corporate whore. So don't label what I do or say as poetry, grouping it in with the casualty of commercial commodity, because you don't understand the definition of a poet and you don't know me.
Don't call me a poet.
But you will know me as a wordsmith, a
word
wave writer, bride to stanzas with a lung power to take you higher. So before you try to stitch a glitch in my lyrics, let me tell you that I have this art form on a string and I am prepared to sew it. So who be you to dare call me a poet? This is me, arranging riddles to my own beat. More than just a poet, I am an artist in the kitchen of poetry. But if you want to test that theory, be ready to take the heat.
Don't call me a poet. Don't label me with that poet title. Being a poet can be taught to you. Use repeating rhyme schemes or counting syllables. Be abstract yet simple. Nothing about what I do can be bound by that label. And the best I can do for you is guide you, because I can never truly teach you what I do. I paint lyrical images complete with subliminal messages that feed the masses. My aim is ageless. My canvas lies where the brain rests. I am
a real teacher inspiring selfless thought.
A rare tutor introducing synergetic thinking.
An analytical rogue traveling inside systematic turmoil.
An anthological rebel telling introspective salvation tales. And what I bring each time you see me is
a rare treat.
Adoringly representing time.
Absolutely ridiculous telepathy.
A real testament and a random truth. As an artist, I'm limitless. I am the embodiment of previous poets. I carry the burden of every piece ever spoken in my pen, and I bear the responsibility of molding the future's destiny inside of the words I speak. So don't call me a poet or label what I say as poetry. Call me
8:54 p.m.
Mahogany.
And keep it smooth.
The artist.